People get an education. We're going to create national unity. We're going to teach young people a trade. And we're going to get them out of debt for their college loans. Now, where does that fail?
All of that's exactly right, Governor. It's just if you're going to do it, do it.
The problem of having George Clooney is that everybody in your life who you haven't heard from in a long time says, hey, you think I could meet George Clooney? And here's George Clooney. Meet George Clooney. Welcome. Hi, guys. Hello. So the poster, right? Fantastic.
Yeah, it's okay. Half of it's good.
So it's a terrific movie, and having been in politics myself, you get the politics all right, I think.
You really want this story getting out?
Dignity matters. Integrity matters. Our future depends on it.
George plays this guy running for president who's very left-wing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Is there any sense that like there's somebody who could actually succeed?
You could picture a scenario where this could work.
Yeah.
It couldn't work right now.
Yeah.
It couldn't work in now as the left is the center and the right is further right. It'd be pretty hard to run as a guy who's, as progressive as this guy is. But, on the other hand, this is a Democratic primary,
Right.
and everybody sort of
Right.
moves further to the left. And, we say a lot of the things that really is red meat for liberals. So, and we do it specifically because we're going to make this guy, make mistakes along the way.
But I mean, in our culture now, do people make a separation like you allowed this personal moral failing, but that doesn't really influence who you are as a politician?
I don't know. It depends on how you handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I really do think, in general, political moral failings almost always come down to not just the hubris, not just the stupid act itself, but the covering up of that stupid act. I truly believe if Nixon had taken the tapes and burned them on his front lawn and said, these belong to me, screw you, I think Watergate would have been a very different case. If you come out right away and go, well, you got me, I think you have a better shot at it than if you try to hide it.
I won't even make all the references to that exist, John Edwards, et cetera, et cetera.
We wrote it before John Edwards. The scandal broke.
Not
Before John Edwards was, but before the scandal actually broke, we'd already written it, and we were actually in pre-production, and then Obama was elected, and it was a funny thing because it is a pretty cynical film, and everybody was in such a good mood. I was sitting with Grant Heslov, who has been my partner in films for almost 30 years now, and he and I were sitting there. We were feeling pretty good. The script's in good shape. The cast is coming together. And we realized everybody's in such a good mood, we couldn't possibly make this movie now. And then it took about a year. And bad for the country, very good for filmmaking.
So let's talk about President Obama. Are you one of those progressives who's disappointed in how he's been in office?
I get sort of angry, actually, at people who don't stand around and stand for him. Republicans are very good at rallying around and standing with their candidate. If this was a Republican president, they would be bragging, not on the issues, because you're not going to be bragging on don't ask, don't tell, and things like that. But they would say, we were losing 400,000 jobs a month, we stopped it, we saved the car industry, you could go down the list. We passed a health care bill. Is it perfect? No, but neither was Social Security when it started. I could give you a list of things that he's done that if you were going to sell it, you would be selling this as a very successful presidency, particularly in polarized as it is right now.
And do you chastise your liberal progressive friends by saying, hey, you got to support this guy?
There's just two ways of doing this. One, it's half empty or half full.
Yeah.
And we, Democrats tend to generally eat their own,
Exactly.
They'll pull one thing out and go, you didn't support us enough on this issue, so you didn't do it. And I find that to be silly.
Now, you have a house in Italy, right?
I do, yes.
So you spend a lot of time there. And when we're looking at American politics, I look at Italy and think, hey, it's not so bad. Anything we can learn from Italy? I mean, what are the lessons or the contra lessons that we can learn?
I don't know. I mean, there's no, I've had one evening with Berlusconi that was one of the more astonishing evenings of my life.
Oh, didn't he cited you in his defense?
He wanted me to be in his defense,
Yeah.
and I spoke to their people and said, I will come and testify if you like, because I wasn't at the party that I was said to have been at, and that's what they were using me as the defense, saying I wasn't at his bunga bunga party.
Okay.
But I was at another party. I went there to speak about Darfur. And, I'd done all my homework. I'd shown up and said, you have 33 C-147 helicopters. You have 11 of them in Afghanistan. You need 11 others down. That leaves 11. We need 3. We've got South Korean pilots that can do it. We just need 3 helicopters into Darfur. And there was, and it was an amazing conversation of, he took me up and showed me his bedroom and the bed that Putin had given him. There's so many jokes and so little time.
Ronald Reagan
Sure.
famously said, when he was asked, how can an actor be president? He
Right.
said, how can the president not be an actor? So
Yeah.
how good an actor is Obama?
If you consider a good actor to be the guy that you want to do when you're doing the live TV drama, or when you've got one take left and the sun is setting, then he's a very good actor, because with his back against the wall, he's always terrific. Always, every time.
Would you run?
No, I run from.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, think about it. I don't have to compromise like that. I get to say, well, I think that what's going on in North-South is bad. And I don't have to worry that the Chinese would be upset if I say it, or the Russians are upset. I can just say, I think this is something we have to deal with, and I don't have to compromise so much. I like my job's much, much more fun. You okay?
We're gonna be fine. We have to do it. It's the right thing to do, and nothing bad happens when you're doing the right thing.
Is this your personal theory? Because I can shoot holes in it.
Well, there's exceptions to every rule. Who's this?
Tom Duffy. You got a couple of minutes? I'd like to sit down with you.
I can't be talking to you.